Coming up, a Walt Disney World news update. Hello everyone, it's David here from Beyond the Kingdoms, and today I'm reporting in with the latest news coming out of Walt Disney World, as I do every other Tuesday, to keep you in the loop with the latest updates around the parks here in Walt Disney World and other Central Florida attractions. Today, I'll be sharing with you some interesting clues as to what we should expect when the parks reopen. I'll also share some other video content that Disney has released to help you entertain the kids at home. And I'll round out the update with the latest coming out of other attractions here in Central Florida. But we've got lots to cover today, so let's take a look at our top stories. Since my last news update, there have been some new developments from the local government here in the Sunshine State. On April 1st, Florida's governor issued a stay-at-home order for all Florida residents. Up until that point, several counties and cities had already issued a similar order, but this new one blanketed a stay-at-home order for the entire state. The governor also stated that this would remain in place until May 2nd. Of course, possible extensions could be considered throughout this time frame. So that officially confirms that Walt Disney World will not be open before the 2nd of next month, but that is at the very least. My guess is that the parks could reopen in some fashion in early June at best, but that is just a guess. Disney's official word right now is that the resort is still closed until further notice. But there have been some indicators that a reopening might not even happen in early June. A few days ago, Disney announced that it would be sending those cast members part of the Cultural Representative Program to their home countries very soon. The goal is to have everyone back in their home countries by April 17th. But in that same internal announcement, executives stated that the resort would not be welcoming Disney internship and program participants who were scheduled to arrive in early June. And Disney usually welcomes another wave of college program participants in the fall. Up until now, there was no indication that those internships have been canceled. But of course, that is always subject to change. Now, canceling internships doesn't mean that no cast members will be coming back at all, it just means that there'll be a serious reduction. Of course, as the weeks pass, we'll probably hear more details from Walt Disney World very soon. On another note, annual pass holders have recently been updated on some options in terms of monthly payments and pass expiry dates. In early March, when Disney first announced that the parks would be closing, they announced that all annual passes would have their expiry date pushed back by the number of days the parks are closed. Additionally, Disney also stated that it would continue processing payments for those on the monthly payment plan. But that is now changing. For those of you who have paid for your annual pass in full, you'll be given a new expiry date like stated before, which is based on the number of days the parks end up being closed. Alternatively, those who have paid in full have the option to receive a partial refund for the closure period. For more details on this, you can contact the pass holder helpline at 407-939-7277. Now, for those of you on the monthly payment plan, you will soon have some options. Disney has stated that as of April 5th, they would stop taking payments. When the parks reopen, payments will resume on your regularly scheduled payment date. But this is where things get interesting. You'll be able to either resume payments at that point, completely skipping payments during those closed months, and have the expiry date stay exactly where it's at. Disney has also stated that they will refund payments that were taken between March 16th and April 5th. That's when the closure first began. This is clearly aimed to help those who are now tighter with their money. The second option is to have the payments resume when the parks reopen and continue paying until the full amount has been completely paid off. If you opt for this choice, the expiry date of your pass will be extended by the number of days the parks are closed, which is currently at 30 days. This means you'll pay the same amount and still get 365 days of use. Just keep in mind that blockout dates still apply. What's unclear to me though is if refunds for payments between March 16th and April 5th will take place for those who choose this option. Now, last week, pass holders began receiving emails explaining this very procedure. However, Disney has not rolled out a system yet for you to choose which option you want to take. The email simply states that this is what will soon become available. My guess is that Disney is quickly trying to put a system in place, possibly online, for you to make this decision quickly. This would also help pass holders to avoid having to call Disney by the phone, which already has very long wait times. So if this applies to you, sit tight. We will soon learn more about how we can opt in to these choices. Alright, let's now shift gears into some more smaller details coming from Disney. In an effort to keep fans entertained at home, Disney has made some early releases on the new streaming platform Disney+. Pixar's latest film Onward is now available, as well as some new nature documentaries. If you're a fan of animals, check out the new Dolphin Reef documentary and Elephant. And like most streaming platforms, with every new month there's a long list of new additions. And I wanted to highlight some titles that may have gone overlooked. If you watched my Hidden Details Inside the Magic Kingdom episode, you may recall that I pointed out references to some vintage Disney characters. This was over in Storybook Circus. At the time of that recording, only a few animated shorts related to these characters were available on Disney+. But Disney has since added the long and possibly forgotten Lambert the Sheepish Lion short. I specifically wanted to highlight this one because my niece is a big fan of this guy. Later this month, on April 24th, 2 new episodes from Walt's original Disneyland TV show will also join Disney+. Both Man and Space and Mars and Beyond. I've been waiting a really long time for more episodes from this TV show, because it's so fun to watch Walt's interviews with other guests and watch the progress of the original park in California. And I'd also like to point out that Mars and Beyond is particularly fun because portions of that TV show is shown inside the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater at Hollywood Studios. And for those of you who are fans of the incredible documentary series The Imagineering Story, Entertainment Weekly recently revealed that a new similar show will be coming to the platform in May. Prop Culture will follow a props collector into the Disney archives, revealing some great treasures locked inside the vault from fan-favorite films. The new poster for the miniseries indicates that we'll get to see objects from Tron, Mary Poppins, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit, to name a few. The new show is slated to debut on May 1st, so mark your calendars now. But if you're too excited to wait until May for that series, Disney has released some other fun behind-the-scenes video content on their YouTube channel. The Disney Parks YouTube channel has so far released 2 parts in the virtual tour of Walt Disney Imagineering series. These are pretty short and sweet and nowhere near the depth of the Imagineering story, but it's still a lot of fun. There's footage of the never-before-seen monorail hallway inside the facility, and the sculpture studio. For a link to both of these, I'll leave a link in the description below. Now, if you or your little one is a fan of Imagineering and you're looking for some activities to keep them entertained right now, check out Disney's latest activity also on YouTube. In it, you'll learn about the math and science behind building a roller coaster, and Imagineers provide a fun activity at home for you to design your own launch coaster similar to Rock 'n' Roller Coaster at Hollywood Studios. But the online activities for kids do not stop there. National Geographic, which is now part of the Disney family, has released a new hub full of activities called Nat Geo at Home. This new online portal is packed full of lessons for kids from kindergarten all the way to seniors in high school, and it's got plenty of activities to keep them busy right now. And the best part is, Nat Geo at Home is completely free. The portal will also soon debut live chats with real scientists and conservationists that will allow kids to interact and explore with these professionals in a deeper way. Now, for those of you who enjoy culinary arts, Disney has also started to release some recipes of your favorite snacks from the parks. This can be found directly on the My Disney Experience app, right above the animation activity I mentioned in my last news update. So far, Disney has only shared how to make the legendary Dole Whips. I hope they'll add some more recipes in the near future because there are plenty of Disney snacks from the parks that I'm really missing right now. And finally, to round out the news for today, I have a few more updates from other Central Florida attractions. On my last news update, I mentioned how Universal Orlando would be closed until April 19th. But given the new stay-at-home order from the governor, both Universal Parks, City Walk, and the hotels will now be closed even longer than April 19th, obviously. And Universal actually took it a step further, announcing that everything would be closed until May 31st. Again, this can always be extended. Like I said in my previous episodes, Universal will obviously be issuing refunds and waiving cancellation fees for packages booked through the end of May. However, in this case, it's best to call Universal directly no later than 24 hours prior to your original check-in date. And that's to make sure that the refund has been processed. It's unclear to me if they're processing these automatically. If you had tickets purchased to be used specifically within this closure window, you'll be able to use that ticket at any point once the parks reopen, up until 365 days from the original purchase date of the tickets. And for my pass holders, Universal stopped taking payments for those on the FlexPay program from the beginning of the closure announcement in March. Annual passes will be extended by the number of days the parks are closed, and no additional action is required. And for those of you who wanted to make a visit to the Kennedy Space Center this spring, the visitor complex closed on March 16th and will continue to do so until further notice. KSC has made no indications for a possible reopening date, but is issuing refunds for those who had previously purchased tickets. They have now stated, though, that those with an annual pass will receive a 2-month extension to the expiry date automatically. Again, no additional action is required for this. But if you have more questions regarding Kennedy Space Center, you can contact them directly at kscinfo@delawaresouth.com. So there you have it, folks, your Walt Disney World news update for Tuesday, April 14th. If you've been following along in my hidden details tour around Walt Disney World, make sure you tune in tomorrow for 27 hidden details around Epcot's World Showcase, a sequel to last week's episode, Exploring Future World. And don't forget that along with these hidden detail tours, I've created some fun movie lists inspired by each of the parks. I hope it provides a fun way to relive the stories inside all the Disney parks in Florida. And before I leave you today, I just want to give a huge shout out of love and support to all of our healthcare workers who are keeping us all safe right now, and everyone else who's continuing to perform essential jobs in the community, like grocery workers, food deliverers, and so on. As we go through this unprecedented time, we love you and support you, and together we will get through this. Like always, thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay positive, and until next time, remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.